Much attention on Thursday, April 21st, 2022, the International Court of Justice, the principal judicial organ of the United Nations, will issue its ruling in the case of the alleged violations of sovereign rights and maritime spaces in the Caribbean Sea between Nicaragua and Colombia. The dynamics will be through a public session at 10 a.m. at the Peace Palace in The Hague, during which the president of the court, Judge Joan Doneg, will read the court's decision. And in the last hours, the National Council of Tourism Security was held in the departmental government facilities with guests from the national government.
The National Council for Tourism Security is led by the departmental government and has the participation of the Vice Minister of Tourism and the accompaniment of various authorities of the security forces, in addition to tourism associations.
Esto es un consejo nacional.
This is a National Council of Tourist Security. It is the first time that it is done by our governor. This had been discussed at national level. A schedule was agreed upon, and today they are here. We welcomed it, which is essential, since we must join efforts so that we have knowledge of how to exercise this security, which is the most important thing, since the first lines of the economy of San Andres is exercised by the tourism industry. Therefore, we have to have an action plan. We already have our departmental committee established, but we need to have other bases because it is constituted in the regulations. Therefore, this will give us something more to continue working on and improve our conditions.
The importance of these meetings lives in the need to continue looking for spaces to improve the quality of the tourist services in the department, as well as to guarantee that our department continues to be one of the main tourist destinations in the country.
And in order to ensure the health and protection of minors in preventive detention centers, control and governmental entities met to organize and improve the work done with young people.
In the search for safeguarding the rights of the minors detained in the Preventive Internment Center, different members of the government cabinet and other responsible control entities attended an extraordinary session of the Departmental Committee of the Criminal Responsibility System for Adolescents, where the ICBF National Delegate Advisor for these issues presented a series of critical points to be evaluated after a visit to the center. Certain shortcomings of the part of the responsible entities were recognized, but at the same time, the work that has been carried out by the departmental government to provide guarantees, security, and respect for the right of those who live in this space was presented. This demonstrating that the heads of the different portfolios have complied with the objectives and requirements of the center's operator. However, in this extraordinary session, technical and judicial solutions for the care of young people and adolescents were discussed.
And in order to ensure the sale of optimal food on the island, the Health Secretariat will conduct a training session on sanitary requirements in commercial food establishments.
In the auditorium of the Chamber of Commerce, the Secretariat of Health carried out a training session on sanitary requirements for owners of meat vending businesses, with the purpose of ensuring that traders applied all health protocols in the sale of their products and have their legal documentation up to date.
Asistieron 26 personas en esta jornada.
There were 26 people that attended this session. The idea is to continue socializing these rules in order to avoid that during the inspection visits that are made, we have inconvenience such as proceeding to confiscation or denaturalization of the products they market for not having this permit. This permit is called sanitary authorization, and before giving them this permit, they must first comply with a description of the establishment that is mandatory since 2016. We can say that this activity was successful because we saw a lot of acceptance and attendance of staff, and we asked people who could not attend to come to the Health Secretariat on the first floor.
Attendees expressed the importance of training such as this one aimed at the Merchants Guild.
I came to be trained for vending or how to handle meat, chicken, and deli meat, so we avoid mishandling and bad procedures.
The Health Secretariat will conduct inspection visits to different meat vending businesses to verify compliance with sanitary and legal standards.
In other news, the owner of the house affected by a fire yesterday found out what happened through a phone call. The woman expressed mixed feelings through a video because she's far away from the event.
Shannon Bernard, owner of the house that was affected by yesterday's fire in Dublin, is out of the country, and she found out what happened by the phone. Bernard expresses mixed feelings because from a distance she can do absolutely nothing besides resigning herself to having lost everything she has worked so hard for, and that today is largely reduced to ashes.
The only owner of the house that burned up yesterday in the Gully. Unfortunately, I am far away from home. I work outside on ship. Today I get a call and telling me that the house burned down, ashes. I lose everything. It's so sad to be so far from home and get a news like this. It's very hard to believe, hard to explain. It's a feeling that cannot explain at this moment. Know that something that you fight hard for, you work so hard for, to put somewhere your kids, for them to be comforting, and in 1 second you lose everything.
Distressed, the woman recalled the effort with which she achieved the construction of her house consumed by the flames.
It's so hard because everyone I believe in San Andres and Providence that know me know the hard work that I put down to get please my room finished, my house as how it was finished, and for now to know that I don't have nothing. But same way I give God thanks because I have my kids alive. I know I have to start from over, but the Lord will give me the health and the strength as always He gives me to go through in life. I know I can, and I know there is many good people still out there that will give me a hand.
She's thankful that it was not a real tragedy and that there were no victims, and she is aware that she must be working to fix the damage of her house.
As part of the program, A Ticket for the Future, the Ministry of Information, Technology and Communications, ICT, and ICETEX will finance 446 diploma and master's degree programs abroad to support training in ICT areas in the country. The call for application is open until April 4th. Take advantage of this opportunity. You can get the information on the ICETEX webpage. And in our flight between Kenya and San Andres, start of the airline Viva Air to strengthen air connectivity so tourists can travel to these destinations.
The ribbon-cutting ceremony marked the official start of operation of the airline Viva in Armenia with the inaugural flight between San Andres and the capital of the province of Quindío, this strengthening the air connection between the tourist destinations.
Hay dos palabras que nos invaden.
There are two words that invade us. Gratitude for this airline Viva Air. Here we are with Pablo, our vice president of the company, and Esperanza, because here we believe again in everything that is happening new in Quindío. Today, what we have is incredible to see what is happening at the airport, to see people in Bermuda shorts with their backpacks, to see people who did not know the sea that will know today in the first inaugural flight to San Andres. So very happy. We have 3 weekly frequencies to San Andres.
For his part, the airline vice president highlighted the company's commitment.
For 6 months, we have been working with the governor's office, the mayor's office, and the tourism experts to make this possible. We are convinced that the Cafe region, especially Armenia, is a fundamental part of our strategy. That is why today we are inaugurating not only 1 or 2, but 3 different direct destinations so that we can connect the beautiful region with Cartagena and San Andres and Medellin.
This first flight to San Andres was a success.
As of today, we have sold more than 10,000 tickets to our 3 destinations. Today's flight is leaving with more than 90% occupancy factor. So it is a success, and we hope it will be the first of many more.
Spectacular.
Spectacular. Now we can scheduled in advance. I am checking the tickets and I found it very economical, very good service.
This report is an alliance between the regional channel Telecafe and Teleislas, two regions that join forces to strengthen the tourism.
And at this time, we continue with Millicent O'Neill and all the news of the municipality of Old Providence and Santa Catalina.
Good evening to everyone. This is the most important information from Old Providence and Catalina. This week, the Agriculture and Fisheries Secretariat, in support of FAO, the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, reactivated the process with the agroclimatic technical tables in the municipality.
Carolina, through the National University, is advancing in what will become the ecosystem restoration protocol. These will be the measures to be taken before natural phenomena for the restoration of systems such as mangroves, seagrasses, and coral reefs.
It was very important for us. If we would have this before IOTA, maybe things would do things in a different way, no? Because having a protocol, it is important to restore maybe the forest, the bush, maybe our houses, after hurricane, but the ecosystem them also suffer during these events.
The protocol recommends to study the coverage of the reefs and seagrasses, their species and topographic complexity, to know if it has been maintained over time and where to focus the efforts.
In the protocol, we propose that 48 hours before the event, an alert is created. That is to say, you are in charge of organizing the people who are in the Southwest, you are in charge of organizing the people in Santa Catalina, and in this way the response groups are slowly being organized. 36 hours before, we will already know more or less how it is going to happen, which are going to be the places according to the maps, which will be the most affected reefs, and by then you will already have the direct immediate response.
The design of this protocol has been in progress since September last year.
And in other news, yesterday, Carolina and the National University held the second socialization of information and dialogue of the ecosystem restoration protocols.
The Municipal Agriculture Secretariat resumed the process for the constitution of the Agroclimatic Technical Committee, which seeks to combine ancestral and scientific knowledge to generate agroclimatic bulletins for the benefit of farmers and fishermen in their productive activities.
Is the idea, the agroclimatic is a group of people who get together to to give information about the climate and how we can use climate or make climate determine how we develop our productive activities. So what is the idea? The idea is that, well, during this week we started out with a few series of meetings and workshops and field trips so that people can get acquainted about climate.
Today a meeting was held with fishermen, and tomorrow the creation of what will be the agroclimatic bulletin of the municipality will take place.
Tuesday we was installing something what you call pluviometer. Is a thing that you use to measure the amount of rain that falls. So we install in total 3 pluviometers. The idea is to install a total of 13 so that farmers can learn about these type of things. Maybe in our traditional knowledge we do have this type of information, but we want to make sure that people can use this information for the benefit and development of their activities. So this is a way to really prepare people around variability and such forth, like also use this information to better the condition of their productive activity.
This process is being carried out with the support of the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations and the Ministry.
For the section of Old Providence and Catalina, continue in Teleislas with more Teleislas news. Good night.